Hello, 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 my darlings. Did you have a wonderful weekend? I did. Absolutely fabulous weekend. I have to tell you about it. But first, today is September the 11th. And I just think that we all may remember where we were when we heard about 9/11. You hear me talk about my friend Anita K. Johnson. Well, Anita called me and said, Georgianne, get up, get up, get up. What are you doing? Turn on the TV. And I couldn't believe what she was saying. So I turned on the TV. I don't know, my heart right now is always heavy because I think about all those people just minding their business, just at a restaurant, at work, trying to do the right thing. They got up and went to work and had meetings, and you know, then we had people want to just destroy us as a nation. And to think it's still going on, and just in different ways. And so I just want to take a minute to just reflect. It was so quiet. I remember hanging the flag. I was running for city council. I remember hanging the flag and being so proud to be an American. I thought we were going to have unity after that. Anyway, I think today on every 9/11, though, we have some kind of unity in the world. And so to that end, I send love, hug, and peace. Love, hugs, and peace to our first responders, you know, our police and fire. May God be with you. So let's talk about why my weekend was so fabulous. Are you 65 and older? Because, you know, otherwise you're just too young to be hanging out with us. 65 and older, that's what you need to be. Or 60, whatever is what they consider over the age or getting older or senior citizen sign. You know, I had a fabulous weekend. Now, what made my weekend so fabulous? It's because I was able to do exactly what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, with whom I wanted to do it. I was able to eat whatever I wanted to eat. I was able to go wherever I wanted to go. I was able to think and dream and look and touch and feel whatever I wanted to without any interference, without having to think about anybody, without having to think about getting back home by a certain time, without having to think about feeding somebody, making sure they had their meal. It was just a fabulous weekend because I haven't had that for 8 months. So all my weekends are free. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be nice to have company here, company there, but man, it was just nice. I came to myself. I'm like, I'm grown. And you remember when you said, I'm grown? That's a different from I'm growing up. I'm an adult, but I'm grown. And so I want to give a shout out to the beautiful ladies I saw at Publix on Cascade. Oh my God. 65 and older. Yes, I did. You know, they just look so, I think when you get a certain age, you just ought to look nice going to the store. Because you got all those clothes. Look at this jewelry today. I don't know when I've had this on. This one has an elephant on it. You know, I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. This was a gift. This was a gift. I found these, and you know, it looks with the brown something. I always have to have a little something extra on it, didn't do anything. Then remember, this is what I got from the soror. Still don't have her name. Fabulous woman. Had never met her, but she thought enough of me to send this by our AKA friend, Dr. Wanda Spivey. This fabulous stuff. Look at this. Look at these sleeves. I love them because they hide all your eels. Now, you know, let me back up before I talk about the women in Publix. There are some people who don't mind their arms hanging out. I just don't want my arms hanging out. I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay, so I met some people in Publix who said, "Oh my God, you look fabulous." That was my word. I said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," because I was over the top, because that's how I am. But these women, one was a soror, and I said, "You look beautiful." Her skin was just glowing. She had on this beautiful blue. I don't know. She had on blue Sigma somebody colors, but it was rich though. It was a rich blue hat with glitter all over it. She had her eyelashes on. I've been trying those eyelashes, y'all. I can't try them. I don't know. I'm not ready yet. I had them on, and I can't do eyelashes. But anyway, she looked good though, and she had on a blue hat with glitter on it, and a nice blue top, some nice slacks. She had on her lipstick. Yes, she did. Good looking. A lady, when I got out the car, I thought she was a Delta. I didn't ask. But I said something about, "I love your colors." Usually that's a sign. But she had on a nice white, crisp white blouse. Everything was crisp and red and white. Just great looking clothes on. Another woman was on a motorized, she was riding around. It was Sunday, but it wasn't necessarily Sunday clothes. She's the only one that had on that kind of mother's board Sunday kind of clothes. But she looked so nice. She said, "Oh, I just threw this on." But that white was popping. Yes, it was. She was popping in that white. She's riding around getting her groceries, but that white was going, "Hello, hello, hello, hello." I just have fun. I have fun with you all. I have fun myself. Because you know where I'm coming from. And this is how my mother raised us. You don't go to the mailbox without your lipstick. And make sure you got a book. You know something. I got to tell you this joke. What year is this now? My daughter, my sister, I don't think she likes this story because she laughs. She and my daughter both laugh. My daughter and my sister can cook. Oh, Jesus, help me. All right? I know it. And people say, "Oh, that Evelyn can cook." Girl, I know you can cook. No, I cannot. Not well. I do enough. Over the years, I can put some seasoning together if I have to. I learned that was the trick. But basically, no. And this story will get you. And my mother was just as serious as she could be. I went in the kitchen one day, and I don't think my sister would have been small, maybe. But anyway, my mother was in the kitchen. And she could make some macaroni and cheese. And you know what? I was looking for this comb. I left it right here. I'm glad it's right here. I wanted to do this. I've been looking for this comb. I had to go get another one. Anyway. So my mother's, she can make some macaroni and cheese. My mother's the only one I know that can make ribs in the oven. You ever had ribs in the oven that you smacked on? Ooh, that Georgia could put a roast in there. She could cook. So I went in there one day, a young woman, and I said, "I want to cook." She was short. She probably looked up at me when she said it. She said, "You need to go on back in your room, get a book." And I was like, "What? But I want to know how to cook." She said, "You ready? Everybody ready? You ready?" I'm going to hold you out there. I'm going to hold you out there a minute. Cause I can't tell without laughing. Because I think about it now. And I was thinking, and I repeated it. I had the nerve to repeat this. My mother was serious, though. She said, you need to go somewhere. Go somewhere and get a book. And I said, well, why I can't learn how to cook? And my beautiful mother said, I do not want you to be domestic minded. And I was like, oh my God, if you learn to cook, you're going to be domestic minded. But I don't want to be domestic minded either. So I went somewhere and got a book. I told that story to my sister and my daughter. I don't know which one laughed the hardest. I didn't tell them together, but they both laughed. What? Repeat that? My mother said it. That stuff you can't make up. I think what she was trying to say was, I need to study. I need to be smart. I need to open a book. I need to be thinking about going off to college. I didn't have a choice. Of course, what school I was going to, because everybody knows, if you listen to my other messages, my other shows, there was no other school but Spelman. My mother had come to Spelman. I told you that story. My father had made it to Morehouse. I think about that. How did they make it out of Gary, Indiana in the 30s? What was that bus ride like? Oh my God. Unlike me, when I got off the train and I went to the door, I saw a white man. I thought that's who you should ask something. You know, somebody probably already told them don't do nothing stupid like that, like I did. But anyway, don't be domestic minded. So when I married Alvin, he knew how to cook. And what was better, Mrs. Sanders knew how to cook. Oh my God. And that's how Evelyn knew how to cook. She was always at her grandmother's house. And her grandmother got sick. And Evelyn was old enough to be able to do things, smart enough, and she learned how to cook. That's the cooking story. You know, I know you all got some good cooking stories. We should have a whole thing. Just subscribe, please. Then write your cooking story. Or go and write some cooking stories somewhere. Because I know you got some cooking stories. You know, so I'm going to give you one. So when I grew up, maybe because okay, let's get this together. My mother married somebody when I was 4. Yeah. So I don't know if this would be the influence. My stepfather might not be the influence. But let's go back to the rice, because he was born in Gary. My mother was born in Mississippi. My real father was born in New Orleans. And everybody migrated, the Great Migration, you know. By 3, my mother was in Gary. And how my father, they met in high school, so I don't know when he came up. But I do know that it was about the Great Migration. But I wonder, how did they get to think about that ride to Atlanta, Georgia? That's not what I was going to say, but how did they get to that ride to Atlanta, Georgia, and what impact did it have on them? Because I always remember my arrival in Atlanta because of the way I arrived, and I didn't know any better. Something. So I think I should go back to Publix. I think I'll go from, as a child, not being domestic minded. Oh, I was about to tell you about Alvin, wasn't I? Yeah. Mrs. Sanders could cook very well. And, I was about to tell you what I grew up eating. So we always kept on the stove a pot of rice. So so somebody write, where'd that come from, that pot of rice? A pot of rice stayed on the stove. And you could have rice for breakfast, rice for lunch. You come in, you're hungry, just get you some rice, warm it up, it's so good. Make you some toast in the evening. And at night, if you got hungry, you just got you a spoonful of rice. So the first time I had to cook breakfast for Alvin, I served him something and rice. I thought he was he looked at me like I had 4 heads. I couldn't understand what was wrong. He said, people don't eat rice for breakfast. You see how things happen when you got some food stories. Because my food story was, my mama kept a pot of rice on the stove. Anybody else mama kept some rice on the stove? What did you keep on the stove? Hey, wait a minute, let's talk about it for a minute. Why is it that food could sit on the stove all day and never sour, all that? Well, you can't leave food. You can't hardly go from the store home without the food having some kind of impact. Without it having some kind of impact on the food, rather. It's just, I don't know what happened to the food. That's a whole nother story you can write down there. I mean, I'm asking questions like I can talk to you. I need a call-in show where you can just call in. Can you call in, YouTube? Just type something. Anyway, we kept rice on the stove. Is somebody out there that knows why? The historical reason. Rice was a staple, right? Rice and butter. You could make it on that. What about those biscuits that they made from scratch? I don't even know how to make biscuits from scratch. I would love to have some made from scratch biscuits. They made them like that. But anyway, I wasn't domestic minded, so I missed out on learning how to cook. But I've caught up with myself since then. And that's why you can find me in Publix. Buying chicken to go. I never could fry chicken. Oh my God. My fried chicken, you don't even want that. But I can bake some. I know what I'm missing. I know what I need to make me a note. I need some turkey wings. Now, you leave home with my turkey wings. You leave home. They're good. And my pork chops in the crock pot. You ever put pork chops in the crock pot? Yeah, delicious. And I've gotten way off the subject because I talk about what happened in my life. I talk about what happened with my mom, and especially that whole cooking idea. How my sister can cook. My sister Paquita can cook. And my daughter can cook because of her grandmother. And that whole domestic minded thing. I don't know. It's interesting though that I like creating. I'm a creator. What's really interesting, I'm going to find the number one job right now, or the number one field, is a creator's field. The creator, the person who creates, like YouTubers, like me, people who know how to create content. I created a line of greeting cards. I create music. I have songs. You see, I create designs for clothing. I'm a creator. There was a time when that wasn't a statement you could make about yourself. They're like, what is that? What does that mean? And now I'm glad that they made that something. That's the number one field for jobs, per something that I saw and read. I find that amazing because it used to be, it was a student of mine years ago. I'm going to find that paper. I keep every. Don't look over there. It's getting bigger. Oh God, I gotta do something. It got bigger since I looked last. We gotta do something about that. Anyway, I had a student who told me that we were having two classes of people, the something class, the something class, and the something class that we have. 3 classes of people. And he said, we're not going to have those classes anymore. That was back in the 90s. He said the new number one class would be creators, something and something. I said, creators? He told me this. I'm going to find his paper. He wrote it down for me. It was in the 90s he wrote that, and we're in 2023. And when I heard about it on YouTube, I said, where is that student, and how did he know that? Whoo, how do you know these things? How did he know that? It's my... People are not back at work for a reason. They don't want to go back to work. They're creating stuff. I may be, it's never too late, but I'm on the back end because I'm older. But I'm on the back end because I don't have enough people to help me. I don't have the right marketing people to get my Feeny cards out. I got music that other people can sing. I don't have that person that knows, pick up the phone and say, hey, India Arie, hey, Nas, hey, ABCD. I got this song. She's a songwriter. She doesn't want to sing the song. She wants you to sing them. Hey, Mary Jane, come sing one of Georgianne's songs. Hey, Jennifer Hudson. So I don't have those people. It's not that my music is not good. Oh, hell yeah, it's good. Can't we be friends? Listen to the lyrics. And then something happened today. I don't have it out, but it's good. Man without hate, listen to what I'm saying. Say that you will, listen to what I'm saying. I want that for Montel Jordan. I want him to do Say That You Will. Or Jaheim. I mean, I got people in mind. I want Bonnie Raitt also. You see, so you have creative people who need people to carry it further. But I'm glad I lived long enough that I was able to get it up and out. And I always thank Sean Walker and L. Cornell Pearson. And Robert was in there somewhere when I taught down Atlanta Metro. And I came in one day with this stack of stuff. Because they kept talking to me and I just brought a stack of papers. They said, oh, that's talent. What are you doing with that, Dr. Thomas? I said, I don't know. I've had it since I started naming years that I sat on. Because I didn't have anybody. There was no YouTube. I had to live long enough. And trust me, the enemy tried to take me out 3 times. 3, 4. I went through a windshield in a car wreck. I got to talk about that one day. I went through a windshield. And I helped the person out whose windshield I went through. And she didn't tell the truth. Something. But anyway, I don't hold anything against anybody. Just have to let things go. You have to let things go. You have to give it to the Lord. Because look at this. Here's the good news. I told you on Friday that I was going to see my favorite oncologist. I don't have a one. How can you? I've been with he was my oncologist for my first cancer, breast cancer, in girl, get it right. 2002. They sent me to this man. I didn't see him much. I saw the nurses that gave me they called it Red Devil back then. Anyway, I've been with Dr. Doug Collins, my oncologist. I like that Dr. Collins is his own person. He doesn't work for any of the big anybody's. He's Dr. Doug Collins. He works for his patients. I love him. His wife loves him. His children love him. We all love him. And they're probably tired of all of us saying we love Dr. Doug Collins. He works from his heart. He had to work from his heart because on my thought to be deathbed, I was saying goodbye mentally to my daughter. I had already said I've been to death's door. I can't do it anymore. I knew I was on the way out. Dr. Collins called. 10 o'clock at night, his time. 9 o'clock. I was in Alabama. He said, how you doing? I said, I can't do it anymore. I'm at the end. I tear up when I think about it, you know. Which is why I do all what I do, because it just makes me feel better. I do all this. I just like it. Oh, I graded all my papers except 3. Can you believe that? I got all the papers done. I love my students. I got some great students in my humanities classes in modern period at Clark Atlanta University. If you know anybody's taking the class online, I got some, you know, they got 0. But I'll give you a 0. Don't do my work. See what that 0 look like. Ooh, I can't get it to you fast enough. Because I give you something that make you think. I go outside the box. I work on what I want you to know. And I think that maybe what keeps me going, what kept me going when I was talking to Dr. Collins, I said, I can't do it. He said, guess what? Don't take any more infusion chemo. Stop it. Come see me. Don't go back. And look, he created this monster. Cornell and Sean think they created this monster. You did your part. But Dr. Collins, you have created this monster. Oh, it was always going on. You know, I was with people, my academic people. I love them. I do. They're always in a book. Always talking about a book. I love them. I love just listening to them. I just think they're just so smart. Just like, oh, I can't wait to hear what they're going to do next. You know, I get into my academics differently. I enjoy mine. I enjoy this. This outlet has been the best thing to happen to me. Because I see women who are just sitting in the high rise. You know, when we get 70, we thank God, oh my God, I made it. And those 70s start moving, that clock, ding, 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 71, 72, 73, 78. You start cleaning out your closets, start cleaning up everything, getting everything ready. Why are you preparing to leave? Why you're not preparing, continuing to live? Why are you preparing to leave and not continuing to live? That is what I just don't get. So all the people who laugh at me and talk about my hair, this right here, you know what? I don't care. Cause I just this is how I want to live. If it were left up to me, I told you I want to be at the concert singing some music or listening to somebody singing my song while I'm checking to see have you got my assignment in. That's what I want to do. I don't know when I don't want to teach. I don't know. They might just say you can't teach anymore because you're on YouTube. I don't know. But I know that we must shape and share our knowledge with our youngins at the HBCU. They need to know what we've been through. They don't know I marched with Dr. King. I haven't told them that yet. It's coming. I haven't told them anything about civil rights. Right now we own Gregory Porter. I love that Gregory Porter piece. On canvas. Oh my God. I don't know anybody who's doing that for an assignment. Before that we had the whole lynching piece. Before that we had the slavery piece. And then we're going to have James Baldwin. I told her I got to do this James Baldwin piece. and Janice Mirikatani. I got to do that some Japanese something. Have a Hopi piece that I like too, but I like the Iroquois piece, and then I like Friere. And you know, because as we study the human experience, we got to study looking from all angles, from all sides, because all of them end up in the same place. To be is to be like, and to be like is to be like the oppressor. So here's some good news. As I leave you, look at this right here. This is what Dr. Collins gives you when it's time to get for your appointment, right? Your next appointment. And it says, Metro Hematology Oncology Center. Dr. Douglas Collins, MD. Your appointment is, da-da-da-da-da-da. It was today. And my next appointment is, da-da-da-da-da, in 2024. Because whatever it was they were looking for, it didn't grow. I have two things that could grow. I do now. I got lots of stuff going on. But when they looked, they was the same. That's good for me. I was so happy. Oh my God. I was so happy. That's where I was cross town all day today. Because they didn't grow. So I got 4 more months. I got 4 months. I almost started crying. I got 4 months. Then we'll see what's going on. So for 4 months, you're going to get fabulous. Yes, you will. Because He has blessed me indeed. Enlarged my territory. He's kept his hand on me, kept evil from me, so I may not cause any pain. God has been good to me and my family. I'm grateful for all his blessings. I'm grateful for the prayers of the righteousness. I'm grateful that I could be here. I mean, who puts on wood? And I got Wayne's mama stuff. I loved his mother. And my daughter's pearls. And I found me a little something. Who does all this? Me. Guess what? I love you. And you can't do anything about this love. It ain't nothing like that love that comes down and settles on you that you just can ignore. I push ignore. People have been mean to me. I push ignore. People have talked about me. I push ignore. I take the knives out my own back. I don't ask somebody to take them out. I just reach around and take them out. Wipe them off. Because I know that I know what I know that I know. Woo! I think I need some wood earrings on maybe. Well, too late now. I love you.